Hi guys, it's John here, and this is a update on my monthly earnings for the month of November. So it's gone pretty bad, let's say. That's the best way I can put it, or the politest way I can put it. We've gone from earning over £4,000, $5,000 in October. We've gone down by a quarter, or more than a quarter, down to just £1,000, or just over $1,000 for the month of November. Now that obviously is down to the fact that Horde has now become not defunct, but very different to what it was with its 1% per day. That also includes my EasyBlock Horde here, so that's 13,000, which was making me money before, is now making me absolutely nothing. So I haven't put these into the dead ended projects yet, which I've still got over here, but it is obviously on hold at the moment, so they're not making any money. And yeah, I have actually decided with Horde to go into the vault and the DEX to see how that gets on. I'd already lost everything anyway, pretty much, so I thought I might as well just continue and just, you know, go down that slippery slope until I end up with nothing potentially. So no, I'm only joking. That hopefully that won't happen, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, we've gone down from, you know, earning nearly $200 per day to earning less than $50 a day. So pretty bad when you consider what we had before. But if, for example, I just come into crypto and I was making this from day one, then obviously £1,000 extra per month, or $1,000, is not bad considering. But yeah, when you look at the amount that's been invested here, we've got a total back of 4.66%, which isn't too bad, but that's mainly thanks to one of my last remaining DeFi projects here, Scarlet Chains, and that is currently migrating to a V2, which would hopefully be earning us even more. We'll have to wait and see. So I've currently got 7 chains. I think it's offline at the moment. Let me just double check. Yeah, so it's still currently offline. They're migrating stuff across to V2, and there have been a few issues, but my chains have been continuing to make money in the meantime. So for November at least, I managed to get just under £1,000. Now, that's a daily earning of $30, which isn't bad at all. It's about 4.5% daily after all the taxes included in the chain itself. So not bad. It's still obviously currently now my #1 project because everything else has actually died. So we can have a quick look at the dead and ended projects. So you can see here I've moved a few more into the system here. Now Stable Fuel isn't dead, but it might as well be because they've switched over from automatic claiming to manual, and basically the fees involved in doing so are meaning it's actually not worth claiming anymore. So I'm just going to give up with Stable Fuel. So that's a loss of about just under $230. So not a massive loss, but yeah, it's a shame that that did die. But that was one of the risky ones anyway. Animal Farm, I don't even know what happened to this $100 anymore. I don't know where it is, but I've just given up with Animal Farm because I just can't be bothered to put up with all the weirdness in that ecosystem. So yield nodes are still under here as it has actually ended. So although I've still got this investment here, I'm not sure what's going to happen to that until next year now, when we see whether we can actually get anything back from this Yield Nodes Pro that they're talking about. So yeah, that's my current list of dead and ended projects, but we'll just go down the list now and see what else has been making money for November. So Grape Finance is still doing okay. It's the peg of Grape is still very low, and it seems to be getting worse, but yeah, it's still making $150 nearly per month, which is about $5 a day. So not terrible, but not brilliant, obviously. Helium, it's doing okay as well. There was a few outages on the network, so I've only made 17.5 with my 2 Helium miners over the 30 days, but that's still $40 of completely free money because I have ROI'd on my 2 Helium miners, so that's $40 extra for very little indeed. I don't have to do anything with them. They just sit upstairs in their relevant lofts, and they basically just sit there making a few dollars every few days. So it's not amazingly profitable at the moment because of the price of helium, but it's still worth if you can find one. They're probably quite cheap nowadays. They don't cost a lot to run. They only use about 5 watts of electricity, so that's only going to be about, say, $25, maybe £20 a year in electric just to keep it on all the time. So my 2 Mysterium nodes are also doing well. So they did a good month of 128 mist, so that's another $33 into the bank, which is pretty good really. It's 0.6% return on my original investment of $184, and all we need now is mist to pump a little bit, and we'll be doing just fine with that. One thing I will remind you to do is to double check your version number on your mist nodes and just make sure you update them every so often. You literally just run a single lined command and that will update you to the latest version. So mine are both up to date here, 1.19.6. And yeah, it's just worth keeping them up to date so that you've got the latest and greatest software, which will hopefully mean you get more earnings, as you can see. So my SCPrime this month wasn't very good because of a few things. So basically my Windows provider was offline for over a week here, as you can see. Now that's partly, well, it's 100% my fault. When I installed the new supervisor software, I removed DuckDNS, obviously, which was previously announcing my node, and although that's good, I actually had a monitor set up which was looking at that DuckDNS address. So I've actually had to put DuckDNS back on here just for this purpose of monitoring. It doesn't do anything with SCPrime anymore. But yeah, I had an issue where it was offline and I didn't get notified because my monitor was no longer working, as my DuckDNS name was no longer valid. So that's 100% my fault, and you can see my incentives were pretty poor for that month of November because of this big outage. So you can see my uptime here is looking pretty bad. Also had a bit of offline time here. Not 100% sure what that was actually. I don't recall anything being down, but again, you've got to really keep an eye on your nodes and make sure they're doing okay. My Linux node here is doing absolutely fine. You can see I've got the full incentives of 47.2 SCP. So we have a look at my SCP tracker here. We can see that in the month of November, we've had a tiny bit of increase here, not very much because of the fact that my node was offline for so long, but we had a nice big increase of about 130 gigs here, 124 gigs on my Linux one here. So that's doing pretty well. That earned me $7, whereas my Windows one only earned me $2, but that is my own fault. So we're nearly at our 12th month of running SCPrime, and the grand total, as you can see, isn't very much, $78 in a year, but that's obviously due to the fact SCPrime the coin itself is quite low at the moment. Okay, so JumpTask managed to get $5. This is just on a $200 stake in JMPT token, so it's not too bad. It's a basic 2.5% return on my original investment, and you can see here it's only about 25.4% at the moment, and that does decrease slowly as the pool gets filled up, but it's still not a bad percentage really on a reasonably stable coin. We can see here the value of Jump, it stays around this 2.2 to 2.3 mark mostly, so I wouldn't say it's a stable coin, but it is reasonably stable in the grand scheme of things. So that is earning me, like I say, about 17 cents per day, which yeah, isn't much, but it's only $200 in there, so I wouldn't expect much more. So my Masternodes, I've still got two, well, I've got them all running. I've got a couple in here which are basically almost dead, the value of these two coins, but my Esker and Monk are doing okay still. So the Esker node made $14 and the Monk node made just under $5. The issue with the Descenomy coins being such low value at the moment will hopefully be resolved. I know that Steve from YouHodler has said they're going to try and get these coins back up and running at full speed, so hopefully that does happen, and then I can bring these back across into my main spreadsheet as where they're actually making something worthwhile talking about. So just the usual PlanetWatch, nothing interesting to report apart from the fact the coin value is so bad still. So it's still $40 nearly per month, which is not too bad. My ROI though is pretty abysmal, as you can see. This is nearly $2,000 invested, and I've only had $100 back so far, and that's with months and months of this running now. So my internet sharing apps are also doing okay. They're earning around $25. So peer-to-profit has picked up a bit. It's earning about 10 or just over $10 per month. So I've put Honeygain at about 10 as well, and EarnApp is earning around 5 per month on a good month, that is. So it's around $25 a month, which again, not huge money, but it's just using your internet bandwidth, which you're not currently using. So I haven't noticed any issues with speed or anything while using these. So it's worth getting these set up. I've got a video linked in below if you want to start showing your internet and getting paid for it. So there's a couple of new ones this month which I have put in here. That's Nexo and YouHodler. So these are both exchanges where you get an APR based on what type of coin you hold. Okay, so Nexo has been around for a long time now, and I have always had money in here, but I did take it out a few months back when exchanges started going down, and I put it onto my ledger instead. But I've put a bit back into obviously YouHodler and Nexo, as you can see here, just to split it up a bit. I'll try and keep it an even split if I can. But yeah, basically my BUSD in Nexo is earning 10%, you can see. So Nexo works by giving you a sort of APR on your coins that you hold, depending on how much of the Nexo token that you hold yourself. So there's lots of different levels here. There's a base, silver, gold, and platinum. I'm currently platinum because I hold enough of the Nexo token to become platinum. But yeah, you can start off with a base account and you still get a reasonable return. So you get 8% on stablecoins, which is still pretty good going really. So you only need to hold 1% of your portfolio in Nexo tokens to be able to get that 8%. So it's not bad at all really. As you can see here, I've got the 10%. So I'm currently platinum, as I do have a lot of Nexo from my previous holdings that I had in here. You can see here 382 Nexo. And yeah, this just gets paid daily and compounds obviously. So we can see here 19 cents BUST was paid 9 hours ago. So that's making a nice little amount in the corner here, just $6 a month. So nothing to write home about particularly, but what I've been doing is putting in profits from my Scarlet Chains into here, just so that I can start building this up again and earning a nice amount per month. I was earning around $20 or $30 per week when I had a lot more in here. So I'm going to try and get back up to that if I can. And again, just keeping this separate from YouHodler. But yeah, Nexo is definitely the highest paying one that I found at the moment. I'll put my affiliate link down below. You can see we both get $25 in BTC if you deposit $100 or more. You can see I've only referred 5 people. It's not like I'm making a lot of money from this. So, but yeah, it's worth using the affiliate link if you do want that free Bitcoin in your wallet when you sign up. So next one is YouHodler, and this is another decent provider that I've been investing in a while. But again, like Nexo, I did take out all my money when the issue with exchanges started happening. So maybe that was a mistake, because this is obviously still running. But you can see here, I'm currently earning 8% on my BUSD here. So this gets paid out weekly rather than daily, so it will compound weekly. But yeah, you can see here my next payout is in 19 hours, and that'll be about just over $1. So again, only $5 or $11 in total per month. The way things are with DeFi at the moment, I'm just trying to be as cautious as possible. So I'm not going to be investing in anything that hasn't got a proven track record anymore, as much as I can avoid doing that, because I've been burnt quite badly over the last 12 months or so. So yeah, that brings the total down to £33 per day or $40 per day. So my road to $200 is looking pretty bleak at the moment. We're going to have to aim for $100 again, and maybe even $50 at this rate per day, and then see if we can climb our way back up somehow. So I am looking at other projects, and I have got a new internet line being fitted next week, which means I'll be able to start hosting a Flux node and other nodes which require a decent amount of internet connections. So I'll be making some videos on setting those up soon. And with the price of Flux and the others being so cheap at the moment, it's probably a good time to get into this if you believe that those projects will take off again if there's another bull market. So I hope this video was useful. As you can see, I've done pretty bad this month, and I imagine everyone else is in the same boat. There's nothing really printing money at the moment, so I'm just being as cautious as I can. Like I said, putting things into these 10 and 8% APRs is as cautious as you can get really, I guess. But yeah, let me know if there are any projects which you think I should be getting into still. Now, I have been looking at Blockseed, Monks, and a few others, but again, I just can't invest as good as that looks until their system is proven, because it's just getting to the stage now where I think people, not just myself, are getting fed up with these DeFi projects promising things and then never delivering. So I hope this video was useful. Hopefully this does show a sort of real life view on DeFi at the moment. I mean, I'm not one of these big YouTubers that's got thousands of affiliates clicking on things and you know, earning me lots of money. It's just, this is what a sort of standard portfolio could look like, which, yeah, isn't good. So at least you're seeing the truth here behind crypto and DeFi at the moment. It's pretty bad, pretty shocking, and pretty tough, to be honest. But yeah, we'll keep going, and I'm going to keep trying to build up my Scarlet Chains, which are still going. I've already ROI'd on this, so I don't need to worry too much about this. Once they have got their new V2 up and running, I'll be compounding once and then claiming once, and just doing that throughout the month, just to see if I can build up my earnings here. Once I've done that, I can then start putting, like I say, my claims into Nexo and splitting those up here and in YouHodler. And then hopefully something else will be along. Like I say, Flux will be an interesting one to get into to see how much that could potentially earn per month. So be sure to subscribe to be notified when that video comes out. But thanks again for watching. Hopefully this was useful. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.